Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest.
We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it?
He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
Pyramus, Hennessy, Whiskey, John, Christian Dior, East Saint Laurent, bitch whirling that drop on the floor. Then I just hop in the rolls and scoot. Then I just hop in the rolls and scoot. Then I just hop in the rolls. I am the sickle and hammer. I am like Tony Montana. I got Betty Crocker in the trash spot, cooking up dope with a crop pot, turning that soft in a butter rock, then chewing tip when the hair drops. Bitch, my life is a movie. Surrounding myself on the Mickey.
Talk to me nice, talk to me nice, talk to me nice. What's good, what's good, what's good, man? Happy Friday. We back with another virtual open mic. Good to be here with you guys. I am your host, Deepentropy, last of a writer's creed. This is The Addict. We try to do this every Friday around 8-ish, giving a platform to anybody that is a singer, a painter, a poet, a spoken word artist. You name it, if it has anything to do with art, pull up, tap in. You dig? This is a safe space. Doesn't really make a difference where you're from, how far you travel or don't. It doesn't really make a difference about the context or the content. As long as you are being true to yourself in your poetry, that's all I can ask for. It's good to be here, man. At the long week. Just to be able to unwind, man, and just have a good time. I enjoy these. I look forward to these a lot. If you ever want to jump on, email me, shoot me a message in the DMs. I'm always around. I'm always reacting, responding appropriately. If I don't get to you right away, it's probably because I got my hands full. And so outside of that, there's no big hold up, you know. It's for the people, by the people. So shout outs to the writers, the poets, the content creators, all of you. Appreciate you. All of the info is at the bottom screen if you want to stay in contact. I got Jacqueline in the building, Miss JJ. I got Sydney in the building. If y'all not familiar with them, you should be familiar with them. I'm gonna bring them up. We're gonna chat a little bit, and hey, let's have a good time. Y'all already know the energy. Make sure you show love. Let them know, or you're tapped in with what they're dropping. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna bring them up, and let's get in the show. Sid, Jay, what up?
Hello.
Hey. What's up?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Good to see both of y'all.
Let me just screen for a second. I don't know if hey, what's going on? Let's try this. All right. Yeah, my laptop been acting a little weird the last few days. What's good though? How everybody feeling?
Doing all right. How are you?
Slight delay on my end.
Okay. I'm doing pretty good. I went to hang out with my family today because my husband had a dental procedure on Wednesday, and so he had to, because of like what they had to do, he's not allowed to like physically exert himself. So today we just kind of like hung out at the park, and we went on a drive, so I got to write and work on my book, so it was nice. Okay. I usually don't get time to think having two toddlers.
I bet.
Right on. How about you, Miss J? How you feeling? What's the word?
I'm doing good.
How was your week?
Yeah, it was good. Nothing too exciting.
True. I guess you didn't really have a lot of stress on you. You sound like you're at peace.
Oh, I took a nap like 2 hours ago. That's probably why.
I went back on. Right. I can't do it. I can't fall asleep on daytime. It just.
Oh no,
I don't know.
An avid napper.
My body just won't allow me to do it. But when I get up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Meanwhile, I'm the vampire. I'm the one that like naturally I stay up all night, and then I'll be asleep from like 3 to noon.
Oh yeah, that's my schedule. Yeah.
Luckily, like my husband's work schedule has like readjusted my own, so I at least go to bed earlier. But yeah, if he's not here, like when he goes overseas, I naturally I'll immediately go back to like, nope, I'm not getting up until like 11, 12.
Yeah, same.
Hey, whatever works for you, I ain't mad at it. But it doesn't really, does it kind of make the day kind of off-putting, or are you just kind of used to it already?
I actually enjoy it. I have really bad ADHD, and I really struggle with forming routines. And I've always wanted to be a morning person, but I've never been able to be a morning person because I just couldn't get myself to stick to the routine. There'd always be days that I was like, oh, I want to sleep in. I don't want to get up early. And I didn't have the discipline to like follow through with the schedule that I set for myself. But having it reinforced by somebody else helped it become a habit. And so now it is more like second nature than before when I was just trying to force it myself. So I've kind of adjusted, but my natural state still does come up once I'm left to my own devices.
Mm-hmm. That resonates with me too.
Okay.
Like I will stay up late as well.
I'll do it because I know I get off at 3 o'clock.
3 a.m.
So so I know I got to get back up at 5, 6. So me knowing that, like, you don't really get much time to enjoy yourself when you get off of work. That's what makes me stay up longer than I should. But by 10 o'clock, yeah, I'm out. Max 10:30.
That
Some
is
people
something I
say you
struggle
old.
with.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say that's something I struggle with too. Like if I don't get my it wasn't hard to start waking up in the morning, but losing my night wake hours, that was bothersome to me because that was usually the time that I do my writing, my thinking, my like praying and all the stuff that I would do in the quiet and in the darkness without distraction and stuff like that. And so I lost that because usually now we go to bed at like 7 to 8 and the kids are with us in the room and they're crawling all over you and then you're just exhausted because you've been up since 5 and then you just fall asleep. I definitely understand that, like wanting to reclaim your time and like when you can wanting to stay up as late as possible because you're like, no, I'm gonna get my hours.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we're here, man. I know why I'm here. I know why you're here. I'm ready to hear some word, you know what I'm saying? That's my favorite part of the week. We don't talk about the world. We just kick it a little bit, man, and that's got to say, man. So typically and then pass it on. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into this book here. I got 3 of them right here. I'll start it off. I'll pass to you, Sid, and then we'll go to you, and then we'll just, the routine. So let's see if I want to do this one. All right. I will read I got you. I got you covered. I'm gonna go into solo mode, and I will see you in a second. Hold on. All right. Some of these I don't even have dates or titles to. I meant to put dates and titles to them, but I forgot to do it and go back. But I digress. I am hunted by soulless angels. Their daggers crafted by human nature. Duplicitous arrogance conforming the anger. Artificial heart propelling around the old pacemaker. Cold stranger with no remorse. Sips the tea from the holy manger. Angles, tangle, strangle, and wrangle the Lone Ranger during 10 that the love that we're making is not a fable. Retract the stable, and those cables that support will break the table. Ask and you shall receive, forward and direct, how iron he bears none. It's enabled, my words intimate, my thoughts sacred, my pen heavy, my ink impatient. Until this pavement knows what it's like to be heavy laden. I'll be inside of another vibration hidden within this matrix. Yeah. Older one. I one had to be around 18, 17. And I was still doing rhyme patterns and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
I still enjoy them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I just don't do it as often anymore.
I liked the flow, like the way it felt as you were reading. It almost did have like a rap feeling to it.
Well, I used to text battle rap. That's where a lot of the rhyme patterns came from. So when I started writing officially, it was rhyming words. Able, cable. It was that at the beginning, and then once I started watching spoken word professionally on like YouTube, Button Poetry, etc., then I started to look at, okay, well, I don't have to necessarily rhyme everything that I'm saying. I can just kind of be freelance with it. And so I switched it up. I haven't gone back since.
I like that it's a conversation style too. Like how you said it doesn't rhyme, and so it comes off more like you're having a discussion than like a formal poem.
Yeah, I had a smoothness to it.
It's been a few months since I picked up a pen and actually wrote something. And I'm supposed to be doing a collaboration with Strav. I need to talk to him about getting that done, because I'm like, when he comes back and we do this, it's going to be one of them I'm looking forward to it. I just haven't. My mind won't let me go there. I'll get online and I might type some words here and post, but my mind won't allow me to sit there and because look, like I want to write like a 5-minute piece. That's how I feel. But if I can't focus and do it, I'm just not going to do it. And until I'm at that space where I can lock in and I ain't staring at my phone or the computer or TV, and I need to be by water or something. That's what it seems like. I'm just gonna have to go to one of my spaces and just do it. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna have to happen.
Yeah.
But I digress. Sydney, are you ready?
Yes, of course.
Well, in Jim Carrey's voice. Alrighty then. Let me give you the solo. Give me a second, because the screen is a little retarded right now. Hold on. All right, there we go. And boom.
All right. I have not named this yet. So yeah, it does not have a name yet. You stare at the light, brightly pulling you in, like a soft tug on your shirt, a warm embrace, a beckoning wave from a friend. Whispering, the buttery spot in the dark softly pulls at your soul like a boat on a rope. You feel the way. You feel your way when suddenly something else happens. The glittering, the niceties, the light dims. You stare down 500,000 reflections without ever realizing the humanity you didn't see was your own. The future becomes something different. Pieces of frayed connections taped over cracks in your facade. Crumbs of failure after failure. Instead of a dream, you turn around and see a life that isn't yours. Did it happen to you, or was it because of you? The white light hums, hums, hums in the background. But you keep walking because there has to be something out there in the darkness.
Yeah, that was good.
Thank you. I wrote that about like the idea that people will have this goal for their life, and the term life just happens. Like suddenly they're just off track, and even though they always grew up wanting to be a lawyer, they just somehow instead became like an accountant or something. And so I wrote about that, like the light is that goal that you have for yourself, but instead you keep like, oh, well, maybe there's something better. I'm going to keep looking.
Yeah.
Where did you write that? Do you do it in your phone, on your do you do all your work on your laptop? Do you write it on paper? Do you write anything on paper?
99 or like 95% of the time I write it on my phone. Sometimes I will do it from my computer. I do a lot more of my editing from the computer because it's just easier. The mobile version kind of sucks, and the settings are harder to like manipulate and stuff. The formatting's harder to manipulate. But yeah, most of my writing is on my phone. I very occasionally will do physical writing, but that's usually like when I'm either in a car or like it when I have more quiet. I don't know what it is, but like typing is somehow easier for me to do when I'm not entirely focused than it is for me to like sit down with a notebook and just write in a notebook. I don't know why, but I wrote this maybe a week ago, I think. I don't remember exactly what triggered me to write this, but I've been thinking a lot about why it seems like so many people are unhappy nowadays. The majority of people that I see are not pleased with how their life turned out, and they're like, I wanted to be this, I imagined this for my life, and I'm just like scrapping it in a tiny apartment and don't have health insurance and can't afford a car. And like, I've been wanting to kind of capture this feeling that seems to be pervading society, because I want people to be aware that it's not just them. And that's something that I've noticed, is there's so many people that are like, I wanted this for my life and it didn't happen, and I don't know where it went wrong. And as somebody that I've always been kind of pursuing the same thing, I've had career changes, but I've always wanted to be a writer. I didn't know what capacity it was going to be in, but I always knew that like writing was my skill. That's what I wanted to do, whether it was scientific writing or research or whatever. I was going to be doing writing. So it's interesting to me when I hear people that are aimless, because I don't understand it, I guess, since I didn't experience it. So that's why I kind of like to write about that and the pitfalls, I guess, of existing.
I love the background. I always appreciate the story behind some of this stuff. I'm with you. I don't even remember what made me write this one. But that particular moment, I was picking up the pen every day. Like, oh, here's a thought. Do something at least. I would write something at least 3 to 4 times a day. I don't do it too much anymore. And I know a lot of people, they get burnt out or they get uninspired or they say they have a mental block. And my advice is not to pressure yourself to have to do it all the time. Oh, my goal is to write 5,000 words in a day. My goal is to write 3 pages. And what? If you got the energy for it, but like pressuring yourself to do it, no, I'm not doing that no more. That's what made me really say, oh, hold on. Am I falling out of love with this? And so I decided that I would slow down and I would only do it if I was really prepared to go all in. And that's where I'm at now. There's no pressure, no expiration date, no, oh, you have to have it done by such and such. Nah, I ain't doing that no more. So I salute you.
I was cracking up because of one of the things you're talking about where you're like, oh, they set these goals of like 5,000 words a day or like really ridiculous numbers. When I was probably about 12 or 13, I was very deep into my like, I'm going to write a book and I'm going to be a young author and publish early and whatever. Obviously that didn't happen. But I would set these like crazy goals for myself where I'm like, I'm going to write a book a month and I'm going to write one chapter every single day. That way and I'm like, that is, looking back, that is obviously not realistic. But as a kid, I was so determined to do it. But then I was so defeated when I got out like a page and a half or over the course of the week. But I do find that humorous when people set these goals for themselves without really considering the goal that they're actually setting and where that would fit in their current schedule. I've been around a lot of ADHD people, and I see it quite frequently where they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, like, I can't think of examples, but they always have these crazy goals.
Do y'all think if you put pressure on yourselves to write more, is that how you produce more? Even though it's like that's like setting another goal, but if you put yourself in like a, I don't know, like a time crunch or something like that, like it would force you to write more.
Yes and no. What productivity research has shown is one of the things that really helps progress is setting up small, manageable goals. So instead of being like, I'm going to write one epic poem every single day, it should be like, I'm going to write at least one poem a week or something like that. Mm-hmm. And you start with manageable things spaced at regular intervals, and then as you get more comfortable, faster, more proficient, then you start like filling in the gaps and doing it more frequently. And then also, if you shouldn't put, like, as we were saying, don't set these huge goals and put so much pressure on yourself, because then you'll burn out. You'll basically do a bunch and then burn yourself out and then not want to come back to it because your brain's gonna be like, nah, I'm sick of that. I don't want to do that anymore. Mm-hmm. So you should set up barriers or things to kind of corral you towards the goal. Like, you kind of have to set up the system for yourself to reinforce the habit. So like, if you want to write consistently, have a notebook in the kitchen, a notebook in the living room, a notebook in your bedroom. Like, don't give yourself a chance to not do it. So you have to make it as accessible and easy to do as possible, and prioritize it in the same way that you prioritize laundry and dishes. Like, make sure that's a task that you set for yourself. And like, I am going to set aside these 5 to 10 minutes just to write. And it doesn't even have to be that much time. Like, 5 minutes can produce a lot.
Yeah, that's good. I was just curious because I do personally want to write more, but I don't know, like, I'm stuck. But I think that's practical. Like, if I want to write more, like, why not have the journal right there or set myself up for success? Yeah, thank you.
One piece of advice for you in particular, maybe identify when you like to write the most. Like, is it the morning? Is it the evening?
3 a.m. now. When it's quiet.
Yeah. So then kind of set up a routine around allowing yourself to write. Like, maybe, like, for example, what I do is I'll pick up all the toys in my living room in the morning, and then I'll sit on the couch and I'll work on my writing. And then once my first kid wakes up, then I'll start cleaning the kitchen and doing other stuff. And so I make sure that I like give a place for my writing to happen. So that would probably help you if you did something like that.
Yeah, I see. I'll start implementing it. Thanks.
I figured out a while ago when is pretty good for me. So there's the morning, but I'm more locked in at night. It's something about the nighttime that, like, even right now. So, all right, I have mornings. It's kind of like, yeah. Then I have the night where it's like bingo. But then there's those other accessories that I tap into, which is rain. When it rains, oh, it's a wrap. I don't even care if the TV. I'll turn the TV down. I will. Yeah, when it rains or snows, anything that involves those type of elements, those are my go-tos. So those are some things that I use that helps. And I just listen to other people. I listen to other people recite. I'll read your stuff, and it'll spark something in me. And I might not just right then and there. I'll come back to it later on, remembering what I read, and it's like, all right, cool. One thing I'm not doing anymore is putting a timeline on my creativity, because I have to have a concept in my head. I got to know where I'm going with this. Otherwise, it's just going to be a bunch of words and shit scrambled here and there, and there's no real location for your mental state. But, I digress. You'll figure out your pocket though.
Yeah. Sure, hopefully.
Speaking of which, it's on you.
Oh yeah.
If you are ready, I'll
Yeah.
I'll turn it over to you and give you the spotlight real quick.
Yeah.
Let me get this screen right. Don't know. Let me see. It's getting there. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. I appreciate y'all tapping in with us. Here we go. All right. Let's see. Boom. Let me make sure that's going all the way through. Once you got it, I'll turn it over. I'll mute my mic. I see there's some comments. I'm going to get to the comments in a second. Let me get Miss J, her solo. It's on you.
Okay. So this one is called Oxygen. Breathe in, breathe out. Breath traces along the body, giving nothing more, nothing less. Only breathing, blowing along the spine as if it is telling secrets. Breathe in, breathe out. Finding areas untouchable, only a cool sensation from one's lips could reach. Gently touching skin to deliver the right amount of teasing, causing the body to tremble with ecstasy. This is the type of chemistry that longs to say, ignite it. Breathe in, breathe out. That's it. It's pretty short.
Short but sweet.
Back up here.
Thanks.
There we go. Did y'all hit? Yes. What was the motivation for that one?
This one, It was kind of a writing prompt. I believe the writing prompt was writing something that doesn't have words, or like there's verbal cues. That's what it is. Writing something that doesn't have verbal cues. Um, so this is more like you have to focus on the senses because you can't really hear anything. You're only supposed to see like the action.
Okay. Did you get that from any source outside of yourself, or was it just something that something just came to my mind?
Yeah, so I came up with the prompt. There's a couple more writers, but I came up with this prompt just to see because I'm trying to challenge myself. I figure if I write to different prompts, like it will be like I will strengthen my writing. So this was one of the ways. Because I feel like I usually do the storytelling poetry, and sometimes you can hear like the characters talking to each other and all this, but it's like really this one there is no verbal cues.
Respect. Do you favor one style over another? Just wondering.
I like the storytelling ones a lot, but I really don't have any more except for the ones that I've already shared. I think I've shared all of my like main story ones, but I feel like those are harder for me to write because I don't finish them in one sitting. Like I have to keep coming back to it, build the character and all this. Versus this, it's just okay, now you have the concept, let's just run with it. Versus the story, I can kind of take someone on a roller coaster and it's almost like little mini poems like this into one. So I like the storytelling, but for me, it's harder. I wish it would be easier, but it's harder for me to write those.
I just had an idea, man. I love doing these. Shout out to Mad Mystic. I'm gonna have to hit him up just to see how he doing. Because after we did the collaboration, it was like I want to do more of these. Have you done collaborations before? Are you open to doing them in the future? How do you feel about them? And I mean, that's a question to both of y'all. I'm just curious.
You know, it's crazy.
Or
Yesterday, so I'm in a poetry class throughout the year. Yesterday, our topic was collaborations, and we had to plan a poetic collaboration. So I was like, okay, universe aligning. What are the chances?
yeah, I don't mind doing them. I have written something with someone else, like they have a poem and I write the rest of it, but it wasn't like an official collaboration. I was just responding to the poem.
Okay.
Another thing I was thinking too is
something just
for the days that we don't have poets on here,
what?
We could read from their books. Like we could read the poems from their books, so we can still feature them even if they can't be here.
Nice.
We could also do that with like famous poets to introduce people to like well-known poets as well. That way they can like encourage people to get into classical poetry and other people that are currently producing poetry.
Yeah, I like that, especially since I'm running out of poems. Well, I'm missing some. I don't know where they are, but I like that idea.
Hey, I got a lineup right here. We can. I mean, I can go to any one of these and pull something. I think that's a pretty dope idea.
Oh, yeah. I had mine too over there, so yeah.
So all right, next time we pull up and do this, I'll have a book. I'll read from there. You bring yours, and we'll just kind of do it like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
A few of these people have been up here before. They never got a chance to read. Some of them were on IG and they did their thing over there, but I don't know where they're at right now in life, because life happens and everybody doesn't float on the internet too much anymore. So, but I think that'd be a dope idea. And to be fair, it's probably about time for me to go ahead and start writing it again too.
Yay.
Just to take, yeah. If the weather is good tomorrow, I'm gonna go sit by the water or something. I don't know. I need to be. I want to see where my mind is now versus where it was a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's the challenge. If because when I freestyle something up here is completely different than when I actually think about what I'm going to say and put it on paper. So that should be interesting. And I'm gonna talk to Strav and see if we can go ahead and lock this in, because I know he has things going on. I wanted him to have his space to do what he got to do over there, and yeah, we're gonna make something happen. I do have one more I can read. Like I say, I got endless books anyway. This time I'm not gonna do the solo because my screen is acting crazy now. When I withdraw, it's because I'm going to check the comments just in case I miss something. I'm gonna start the computer over and see if that helps. I might have to clean out some space or some memory or something like that. But
the lag is better for you now. I don't know what happened.
it's weird, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if like the moon is over the house or maybe there's an asteroid or something that doesn't pass me. I don't know.
It fixed it. Whatever it was, it fixed it.
Let's see. All right. This one I titled this one Family Reunion. We didn't have enough of them. I'm kind of sad about that, honestly, because most of these people are no longer here, and yeah, your numbers dwindle down until there's only but a few of you left, and then you get to reminiscing and thinking about why didn't I do this, or why didn't I say this, or why didn't we push for more of this when we had the chance to do it. So it's funny I just came across this one. It just made me think about that. So I'm gonna read this one. I would really like to take this thought and savor every flavor. Reminisce on my very first PlayStation and sneaking downstairs to the adult table where cabarets and Richard Pryor movies got you a beating if you got caught watching it on cable. Summer days where you had to be in before the streetlights were enabled. dinner times where grandma made you eat your food before your mama made you. Yes, I can vividly remember all the family being in one room, one love, one funny uncle drinking his malt liquor, cracking his sisters and brothers, while me and the cousins constantly got yelled at for stomping on the floors, quick to laugh and snitch on each other. Those were the days. And I miss each and every single memory that faded slowly from our history. The barbecues and birthday parties, even picking the switches used to strengthen me. I could have went on and on and on with that one. I just stopped it there. I don't. Yeah. Like those adult times, man. My stepfather, my grandmother, they used to have all of their folks downstairs in the living room. They had their alcohol and all that. We wasn't allowed to come down the steps, but we would still sneak down the steps, and they always was dressed. They wasn't dressed like Sexy Red and all these they were wearing suits. They were dressed down. They were dressed down like they were going somewhere, and they weren't going anywhere other than having their people come over and just, do what adults would do. Then it was just different.
Mhm.
I remember a lot from, but that's neither here nor there. I'm getting a little nostalgic from it, but
But yeah, you could have kept going.
let me add.
That was good.
Yeah, it's way too many. One in particular part was the PlayStation situation, because like my uncle, my youngest uncle, he used to love PlayStation. Out of all the things, he was the one always video games with us. He reminds me of me. He liked to be free and be out and do his own thing. He wasn't really trying to be around a whole bunch of people. He could care less about it. But when he was home, he was home. And we used to fight over the phone for the longest time. The landline, not the cell phone, but the landline. Yeah, we used to fight over that all the time because you didn't have but one line. So if someone called in phone, you're not answering it. You're just out of luck until they got off the phone. That used to piss me off. It used to piss him off too. It was all love though, man.
Mm-hmm.
Sid, how you feeling? How you feeling? You got something on your heart?
I'm trying to decide. Let's see. Okay, I'll do that one. Where are you? What is that?
Apologies to the people. It's my laptop. It's running super slow right now, and I don't turn this computer off so the people know it's on from the minute I get up to the minute I go to bed. So I'm gonna turn it off tonight. I'm gonna leave it off tonight, and then I'll come back to it tomorrow.
Okay, I got it. So I wrote this one originally a couple. Let me see. I think I wrote this one a couple weeks ago. I don't remember when I wrote this one, but I edited it today and I made it this version. So this is called Natural State. Should the water remain unruffled, unrippled, undisturbed by my leaves falling from this scattered wooden skeleton, do I send out more branches? Do I strive to capture more sun? Do I shake the birds from my eyes and look to change things? As pieces of myself naturally fall away from my cellulose shell, I willingly surrender to the distant winds of invisible storms. As I dig deep, I wonder, will the power in my roots still project beyond the rich black soils I'm confined within, or will I be sown with the corpses of who I once was? Should the water remain devoid of my reflections, my visions, and my tenacious grounded energy, do I capture the images in my leaves for all to see? Do I carpet the world in bright, colorful pieces of me? Do I let the crunch of my being enrich the lives of the explorers, the lifelong learners, the teachers, the carers? Do I stay wrapped in silence while still yearning for immersion within this forest scape? Do I have to choose between leaving my legacy or living beautifully green? Do I strive to be bland and beetle-free, dare say ornamental? If I chop off my boughs to prescribe myself to solace, do I give up the music within my branches? Does the rattle of my leaves disappear into the banality with the changing of the seasons? Do I have a reason to be anything more than myself?
Sensational.
So this one was mostly to kind of explore our sense of being, but from the perspective of a tree. Our want to be more and do more and become more, but it also is in conflict with other things that we want for ourselves. So I tried to kind of capture our own philosophical and like, who am I, existential type questions, but I applied it to a tree.
Creative.
Yeah, it works.
You know what? The first thing that popped in my head. What if these walls could talk? I guess I don't know. I start thinking about that, and then I end up going somewhere else. So I was like, all right, what if the walls could talk? Well, what if the sidewalk could tell a story? All the feet that have traveled up and down these roads that we've never seen, these landmarks that used to be there but no longer have life in them. I really be getting in my head sometimes with a lot of this stuff. I think I'm getting back to a place where I can go there. I like that. I'm glad I haven't really been pushing myself to. You triggered my trap card. Shout out to Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, I like Yu-Gi-Oh. So what? I don't care. Fanatic. Yes, I am. That was a beautiful piece, though. You know what? I'm biased to women poets anyway, because y'all just have a softness, and it just makes you just like you go to work, it's like, and then when you get home, it's like, you know what I'm saying? So blessings to you both. I appreciate both of you just for existing and just for having your talents, man. Because it affects people differently. Writing affects people differently. Your words affect people differently, even if it's just something that you read on a piece of paper. There's times I've seen a short post from someone. I'm like, dang, did somebody just say that? I'm like, I wish I would have said that. But hey, we are at the ending of the stream. Miss J, is there anything that you want to share or say? Doesn't have to be a poem. It can be. It doesn't really make a difference. Is there anything on your heart that you want to share, or want to chop up with us before we get up out of here?
I do have something. Oh, and what you're saying about what if the walls can talk and like that's basically a poem. You started going into one. Talking about the sidewalks.
Also,
yeah.
If walls could talk, your walls would be the most stellar poets. With everything that it would hear, and you'd have some really knowledgeable walls.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. All I can see is astro projected versions of a person who is no longer in this dimension. They're in a different future, and I'm seeing the past versions of them kind of just haunting the locations that I travel, and they're somewhere a million miles away living life somewhere else, but they were once here at this spot doing whatever it is that they were doing. Horses and carriages used to walk up and down these roads. They used to be dirt roads.
Mm-hmm.
It used to look like a western. Some of these houses weren't here. The land wasn't here. Some of this stuff was full of Indians and things like that. That I really go there with my imagination sometimes. But that's why I say people don't be knowing what I'm talking about when I write certain stuff. I could be talking about time travel for all you know. By the way,
Right.
Katy Perry did not go to space. I said it before. I'm gonna say it again. Her ass did not go to space. I don't believe. I don't
What?
believe that. I don't.
Jeff Bezos is sending Katy Perry to space. My joke that I put on social media was, I mean, she already admitted in her song that she's an extraterrestrial. So why are we so mad she's going back home?
Oh wow, I didn't even hear about that.
It's been on. Is it on Threads?
What
It
am I
might be
living
on
under a
Threads. I
rock?
know it's on.
It's fairly new though, because
No,
I
they
only started seeing it a couple days ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
yeah they're taking videos and pictures as if like they just have on the costume and they got videos of them kind of like floating inside the ship.
So Katy Perry floating inside the ship?
Her
What? What's going on?
yeah no I guess if they could pimp us out for billions and trillions of dollars, then I guess they think we're stupid enough to believe that too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I digress of all of that.
We should make
I
that
love the
its own
words.
conversation. We should.
I'm glad I got the fellow. the with the the space thing or
Yeah, the Katy Perry thing. We should make that a segment.
Yeah, you almost went into a whole podcast just now.
hey, we can spin back on that one. Tomorrow I'm going to set up next week's shows anyway. I'm not going to do nothing tonight. I'm going to let this computer rest. It's been on. I haven't turned it off for weeks. It's on. When I get home, I just swipe the mouse and then I go right back. Y'all don't be knowing. I be at this computer more than I'm actually doing anything else. But I have a dream. Again, though, I thank you guys for being up here. I'm going to do another flyer. I want to see if it's possible to get some collaboration stuff going with some folks. But see, it's like I'm going to have to be on Threads and Blue Sky, and I'm going to have to be like on there. I've been taking time away from posting a lot because like I'm not a slave. I'm not about to sit up here and dance for the algorithm to remember me. I'm not about to do all that. No, I'm not about to lose my mind over this. I will come and go as I please. So I've been on Twitter for the last 3 days. I'll come back over to Threads this weekend. Say hello. I've been talking to people here and there on there. Not that much, but I come back over there for a minute. I go over to Twitter to start shit and get into little debates and stuff like that with the people. But I'm gonna go ahead and come back over to Threads because that's where all of this was made possible. But I do hope that you guys enjoy your weekends. I will be pretty active all this weekend if you want to. I hear you. And I already know, you know, we'll talk. Is there anything else? Hold on. Oh, yeah. I got you. I need to pop in on there is myself.
Me too.
Like,
I'm the owner of it.
I really
Thank you. She brought us some blocks.
Oh, nice of her.
Parting gifts, I guess.
appreciate that. Right. And then we about to get up out of here though. It was good seeing you both. I will definitely, hopefully I get to see you guys sooner or later, Lord willing. To the people that's watching, I thank you for tapping in, like, share, repost, let the people know that we do this every Friday. I try to, at least I'm gonna try to make this a regular thing. Next week I definitely want to come back. I'm gonna put a flyer up ASAP, and I'm about to be on the Helmets on Threads, so you're about to see me flooding the timeline. So with that being said, y'all, evening. I ain't doing no more work tonight. I done did enough. I just dropped another reaction video to the Carmelo Anthony story prior to the stream. That's getting out of hand. But we gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Where is it? There it is. Boom.
Bye.
Good
Y'all have a good
seeing you.
weekend. Y'all too.
Venomous, Hennessy, whiskey, John, Christian Dior, East Saint Laurent, bitch whirling that drop on the floor. Then I just hop in the rolls and scoot. Then I just hop in the rolls and scoot. Then I just hop in the rolls. I am the sickle and hammer. I am like Tony Montana. I got Betty Crocker in the trash spot, cooking up dope with a crop pot, turning that soft in a butter rock, then